Hey guys, I'm about to go get a haircut, so I thought I would vlog today. I'm gonna get a haircut and then I have to quickly go home to pack because I'm going out of town for a few days. I think I'm gonna take you guys along, but first, my hair desperately needs a trim. How cute! I wish Benson was here. I love it. She always does a great job. She does exactly what I want with my bangs. I did just walk over here in extreme heat and humidity. I'm so over the heat, guys. It's August. It should be fall weather. Anyways, I'm gonna quickly head home because I most definitely will be stuck in traffic, and then I will pick up the camera again, I think, when I'm packing. My flight is tomorrow morning, but I packed as much as I can today. Tomorrow I'll pack like shower stuff, skincare, and makeup after I use it in the morning. So far I have my clothes, some books I'm going to give to my friend. I'm bringing some teas with me because I'm on a real tea kick right now and I can't live without these. Also, my throat is still a bit scratchy from being sick. On this side, I'm bringing some skincare and perfumes and makeup to give to my friend. I also got her a mug, a Halloween mug, which is there. I'm actually attending a Zoom meeting soon. I bought tickets to see Jamaica Kincaid and Wombhouse Books have a conversation together on Zoom. That will be fun. That's starting in a few minutes. Oh, I'll show you the supplements I'm gonna bring with me. To streamline it, I'm just gonna bring a multivitamin. This is the Ritual Essential for Women. And then I'm also gonna bring this one, the Symbiotic Plus. I'll put them in with my socks.
Jamaica for doing this. She is extremely busy. As you all know, she has just published this wonderful book, and I'm sure she's getting ready to go on tour and talk to Germany. Wow. What happened? Who approached you about this book? And how do you feel about having a collected works such as this?
Well, to begin, I had forgotten because one of the things that I realize is I have let everybody know what I really think. And I feel a little humiliated that I have exposed myself.
I mean, this whole piece, everyone should just read it. I mean, the long story short is just read it all because I could just quote every sentence.
Hey. I was about to go to bed, but I thought I would do a reading update because it's been a while. And I have a lot of updates. So, at the very beginning of the month, I finished The Incredible Journey by Sheila Burnford. So I guess I'll talk about this in my August books, even though, to be honest, I read the majority of it in July and only finished like maybe 5 pages on August 1st. To be honest, I did not love this. I liked it. It is very apparently a children's chapter book, which I don't mind reading. However, it was a bit boring, I guess is the word. Also, I think because I've seen Homeward Bound, I already knew what would happen. I knew that there would be a happy ending, of course. Something that surprised me, though, is in the book, the Siamese cat is a boy. The 2 dogs and the cat, they're all boys. So that's one update. After finishing that one, I finished this, which was a book club read. This is 5 Little Pigs by Agatha Christie. It's a Poirot mystery. Basically, it's about this young lady who comes to Poirot. She wants to find out if her mother actually murdered her dad. That sound was Lucy yawning, by the way. Her mother had spent the rest of her life in jail, and before passing away, she sent her daughter a letter saying that she was innocent and did not kill her father. So this lady wants Poirot to find out who the actual murderer is. There's 5 suspects. It felt very formulaic, but not in a way that I disliked. You know, like there were 5 suspects and we looked at each one of them. Each of them got to tell their own side of the story, and then the story narrowed down until we found the suspect. I enjoyed it. Found it to be a very cozy read. I felt very hee-hee every night as I snuggled into my bed opening this mystery. This was the first Agatha Christie I was able to read. I listened to one after getting LASIK eye surgery around Christmas time. I listened to a Christmas Poirot mystery. I couldn't finish it. Lucy. Like I said, this was a book club read with Emily, but I also read these two books with my friend. This is A Girl Returned by Donatella di Pietrantonio. I liked this well enough. Now that some days have passed, I can't say that it was like a very memorable one. It was okay. It was entertaining. I did not like what was transpiring between the main character and her older brother. I thought that was weird. But it was short-lived, thankfully. If you don't know, this is a story about a young girl who grows up with her uncle and aunt, who she, for her whole life, believed are her actual parents. And then her real parents, I think they wanted her back. They requested her back. And so she gets sent back to her actual household with her siblings, her real parents. And she has a really tough time adapting. The two families seem to be in different social classes. Her aunt and uncle gave her a very privileged life. And when she goes back to her family, she struggles losing all the privileges that she took for granted before. I liked it well enough to pick up the sequel, which is A Sister's Story. So I liked this. I did not really like this. I don't know why she felt it needed a sequel. I think that this should have just been left alone as a standalone. In this book, we follow the narrator and also her little sister, Adriana. And in this book, the narrator and Adriana are all grown up. There's a lot of skipping around time-wise in this story that was very confusing for me, and I don't really know what the point was. I thought the two sisters, their relationship in A Girl Returned was very tender and poignant, and then in this one, I don't know, they definitely strayed. They didn't seem to like each other anymore. It felt much more impersonal. Yeah, I feel like this story did not need a sequel. It did not need this. I at least did not need this. After finishing those four, I did start reading Elsa Morante's history, but I have not picked this up in at least a week now. I am only on page 56, chapter 3, so I have not gotten far at all. I do like it so far. I'm finding it very readable. I do think in terms of subject, it's going to be a difficult read. The reason why I've not picked this one up in like the last week is because I started Light in August by William Faulkner, and I've been giving this pretty much my whole attention. I'm about 50% in. So this is a vintage copy I have, but I've mostly been reading it on my e-reader just because it has this smell to it. It's not like a dirty or moldy smell. It's a very dry smell, and I find it unpleasant. I did put this in the freezer, and I did also leave it out in the sun. I also disinfected it with a Lysol wipe. It's like the odor of a dusty cupboard. I have been making sure to keep pace though. I have been taking notes, annotating, giving it my full attention, because a few years ago I read Sanctuary by William Faulkner, and I found that to be such an unpleasant story. I didn't like his writing in that one. I found the colloquialisms to be quite difficult. Of course, like people in the South back then, you know, they talked differently or they had this accent. But the way he portrays that in his writing is it's very hard for me to comprehend what the characters are saying. I did not like the way people in that story were portrayed. I found it like a tad bit offensive with little reasoning. I found it pointless. I did read up on it, and apparently it was considered a pot boiler, meaning he published this, I guess, racy story solely to make money, knowing that it would sell. However, I know that's disputed, so I'm not sure. But as for my opinion, now that I'm reading Light in August versus Sanctuary, I would say Sanctuary probably was a pot boiler, because I am liking this one way more. It is difficult to read, but I do think this story has value in it. I think it's very intricate. I like where it's going. I like what he's trying to say. This might convert me into a Faulkner fan. Okay, all that being said, I am gonna bring this on my trip with me, just my Kobo. I'm not gonna bring my vintage copy. I wanted to bring another slim novel with me, so I chose this one, Farewell My Orange by Iwaki K. This was another pick for Woman in Translation Month for me. Wait, I'm reading a lot of Europa editions, I just realized. I believe this is about a friendship between two women. One woman is from Japan, the other woman is from Nigeria, and I believe they both immigrate to Australia and meet there. It is a very short read, and the font is quite large. So yeah, those are all my reading updates. I find it hard to read while traveling, but I'm really gonna make an effort this time. I got 2 different types of motion sickness / nausea medicine to take on the airplane. People who can read on moving transportation, like taxis, buses, subways, planes, you guys, you don't know how lucky you guys are. You're the chosen ones. Anyways, I'm so tired. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Before leaving on my trip, I did want to talk a little bit more about Rituals Symbiotic Plus because they are offering 40% off for first orders during their high standard sale. So if you've been looking for clean, traceable, science-backed vitamins or probiotics, now is the best time to try them. I also take the Woman's Multivitamin, but the Symbiotic Plus is my favorite. I'm not going anywhere without this. If you don't know, this is a probiotic that contains both prebiotics and postbiotics. Prebiotics support the growth of beneficial bacteria, and postbiotics support gut barrier function. I also like that the strains that they've used are 2 of the most clinically studied in the world. It's about quality over quantity, especially for a probiotic supplement. You want to make sure it's science-backed, the ingredients are traceable, so that you can trust them. Also, I want to mention that the capsule is my favorite part about this. They're designed to be delayed release, basically so that they can reach the colon, which is the ideal place for beneficial bacteria to survive and grow. Also, they are minty. As someone who hates swallowing pills, especially if they are giant or taste gross, that's a game changer for me. That mintiness makes a big difference. It also helps your breath smell fresh for a long time. It's like emanating from you. Again, if you're interested, you can use my link to get 40% off during their high standard sale. I'm gonna pack this back up and let's head out. Hey guys, I'm back from SF. It actually feels like fall here right now. I heard that there was a heat wave on the East Coast while I was gone. But today it's pretty dreary outside and it's about 70 degrees. I love it. It feels like fall. I wore this perfume out and about today. This is Sniff's Heal the Way. Such a cozy pistachio scent. It's perfect for like an overcast day. I think this is my favorite Sniff perfume. I do have Crumb Couture, but I haven't smelled that one yet. I thought I would show you guys what I got while in SF. Mostly used books, but this could be interesting. Well, first my friend got me this gorgeous little vase. I think you just put one single like stem in it. I really like this blue color. I'm unsure where this is from though. Oh. Heath Ceramics from SF. These are all the books I got in SF. Mostly used books, like I said, but I do have some new ones here. These two, I'm pretty sure I got at Green Apple Books. These are two older Penguin 20th century classics. So I have W. Somerset Maugham, Mrs. Craddock. I really like this cover. And I also got John Steinbeck's The Wayward Bus. These two are new books, and I got them from Dog-Eared Books. So this is The Anthropologist by Aishagul Savas. I read White on White earlier this year and I really liked it. I think this is new-ish by her. I think it came out in 2024, maybe last year. Yeah, so this was published in 2024, but this Bloomsbury edition came out this year. I also got this new Leonora Carrington that NYRB published. This is The Stone Door. I also got the small tote from Dog-Eared Books. I think it's really cute. My friend pointed out that these slots in the back are perfect for fitting books in. How cute is that? I heard that if you want to support independent bookstores, one of the best ways you can do that is actually by buying their merch. I also got this Archipelago from Green Apple Books. This is Tally Girls, a novel of Afghanistan. I read the blurb of it and I really liked the sound of it. It says it's based on true stories and it offers an intimate look at the lives, loves, horrors, and dreams of 3 girls in an Afghan mountain village under Taliban rule. The translator is Sarah Khalili and her translation work is described as vibrant and nuanced. Yeah. Sounds good. I always love the look of Archipelago books. I think I also got this one from Green Apple Books. This is Revenge of the Scapegoat by Karen Balin. This is actually published by Dorothy. Reading the blurb of this one, this sounds like something I could either really enjoy or end up disliking, so we'll see. I did really like this cover with the cat sitting in the corner with the girl. So these two I bought from one of my favorite used bookstores to shop online. I've placed so many orders with this bookstore and I was so excited, ecstatic to finally get to visit in person, and it was delightful. It was such a cute shop. It's actually located in Oakland rather than SF. They sell new books and also used books. I got Couples by John Updike. I have read Rabbit Run by John Updike and I like his writing despite Rabbit being probably one of the most unpleasant, annoying characters I've ever read. However, I have to grudgingly admit that John Updike's prose is so good. He's so clever, so funny. So I do want to read more of his work. This was a used book I got. I like how pink it is. And then from their new books, I got Drifts by Kate Zambrino. This one just sounded interesting to me. From reading the blurb, it seems to be a book about the relationship between an artist and their art. I'm excited to read this one. I got some bookmarks from Wombhouse Books. Oh, I forgot. I also bought their merch. I got their new tote bag, which I did see online that they just released. It's really cute. It is a tiny one. They also do these author hats, so I got the Toni Morrison one. I believe this was the last one in store, at least the last one on display anyways, which is awesome. She's popular. And then of course I had to get the Shirley Jackson one. I also got these 2 used books. I cannot remember where I got these from because I went to quite a few bookstores that sold used books. I'm not sure. But I got Conversations with Toni Morrison and then Conversations with James Baldwin. And it's literally just transcripts of conversations, interviews, I believe. These 3 are new books. I'm unsure where I got these. It may have been Dog-Eared Books. So I got Joseph Andras's Far Away the Southern Sky. I love the cover of this. I think it's very striking and I was very interested when I read the blurb. I also got Family and Borgia by Natalia Ginsburg. I have read Sagittarius by her. Is that the only one I've read? I think so. I have been looking for this specific NYRB copy for a while, so when I saw it in stock, I got it. And then this one I really liked the sound of. This is Restoration by Abe Barrera. This is a translation from Catalan, I believe. On the back, it's described as a contemporary ghost story about photography, feminism, bad men, and old houses. I love anything that's described as a ghost story. So I asked my friend to pick out a random book for me. She chose Little Lazarus. It's really hard to say, Lazarus, by Michael Bible. She chose it because she also has a copy of this, so perhaps we can do like a buddy read together. It says it's a story of two clairvoyant tortoises who bear witness to centuries of human suffering. That sounds like a crazy plotline. Apparently it has this deep longing of Carson McCullers' The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. I have not read Carson McCullers' The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. I have read The Member of the Wedding though. That's intriguing. That's my book haul from SF. I did really enjoy book shopping there. They had a great selection. In fact, right now it seems that there's a lot of great new releases out, which I was really tempted to buy. A lot of them sound so intriguing. There are a few on the Booker long list that I'm interested in reading, but because they are hardbacks, I was determined not to buy them. So I did set a few holds at my local library for them. There seems to be this popular notion that people are no longer reading. People are not reading literature. People are not reading real literature. In this area, at least, they are, because I must be like number 100 or number 200 hold for these books. I did manage to get Enling by Maria Reva. This is on the Booker long list right now. I think this is about Ukrainian snails. I was the most intrigued by this one. However, the UK cover is far superior to this US one. And then in one of my previous videos, I did ask for nonfiction recommendations, and I looked up a few that interest me, and the only one that was readily available was this, The Dose Effect. Optimize your brain and body by boosting your dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. I personally would love a dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins boost, so it seems to be a very practical book, one that gives lifestyle tips, which I like. Very straightforward. I also wanted to mention that this was probably the first time traveling that I did actually read. I read quite a lot of William Faulkner's Light in August. I think when I left, I was on 49%. And I came back, I'm now on 69%. And I think it's because I used an e-reader. Like, there's just something so convenient about picking up this slim thing and reading. If you are someone who travels a lot and you find that you can't focus enough to read during your travels, I recommend getting an e-reader. Get the Kobo. All right, guys, I think I might end the video here and start a new one. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys very soon.